Alright, so let me just say this right now. A lot of people are not happy with my reaction to the Pokemon Presents that happened a couple of days ago. Let it be known, I am perfectly fine, but I got time today. Now, after a couple of hours since the actual trailers were shown off and I reacted to them, I was given time to just keep watching the trailers over and over again and try and see why people are excited for these things, and then also why I'm not excited for these things. And I'm gonna put it in a video form, and that way I feel like now that I've had time to process my thoughts, I can actually articulate why I'm not as excited about these games as you all would probably believe. Now listen, this is actually coming from somebody who was excited for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl in concept. I was excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield with Sinnoh put all over it, but we actually got two Sinnoh games. We have the remakes being made by ILCA, which look like faithful one-to-one remakes, literally. And then we have Legends Arceus, which is Game Freak's newest attempt at open world gameplay. And I'm not gonna lie to you, after seeing some of the mechanics and seeing what they're going for, I do think Legends Arceus is a step in the right direction, just not what I want right now, if that makes any sense. I noticed a lot of people, when I did do the reaction stream, a lot of people were like, how can you like Pokemon Let's Go, but not like Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? The funny thing about it is, I only actually played Let's Go once, and it was a really fun experience that one time. Have I gone back to it? I did a video, basically a nostalgia trip, but I didn't play the game. I just ran in my Dragonite for like 2 seconds and that was it. I talked about my nostalgic moments at that time, and then there you go. This game is actually the exact same thing. How people feel about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu is how I feel about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I'm actually not happy as a fan that the Diamond and Pearl remakes are what they decided to use this outsourcing thing to. Like, they could have did this with anyone, right? It's like, oh hey, Diamond and Pearl remake, you know, the one that we've always been getting dragged for, right? We're gonna outsource this to somebody else. And somebody else, ILCA, who knows what they're doing, obviously, because we can see and they listen to actual feedback, right? Let's give this to them. And obviously, I'ma just say it, I'm not a fan of the Chibis. I'm not a fan of the Chibis. I'm just not. There's nothing anybody can say about it. I'm just not a fan of the Chibis. But at the same time, I'm also very conflicted on if I would much rather be happy if they went with the Chibi route or the 3D model route. But at the same time, I think for somebody like myself who can play Platinum in its entirety the way that it is, I'm not mad that they decided to do this. I'm just not a fan of it. I get it, I'm just not a fan of it. I will say, like I said, ILCA has done a really good job at actually listening to the audience. Now, you might have noticed the game itself looks a lot better now. When we first saw it, it was hella rough. It was disgustingly rough. It looked really rushed. But obviously, with enough complaining on Twitter, with enough time passed, because obviously gameplay footage is not final, everything looks better. The game looks presentable now, and I actually am really happy about that, you know. Twin Leaf looks really good. As they added like a little blur effect to it. They added like a little foggy blur to it. A lot more of the colors and the shading is there. I think it's the scene in Floroma Town where the leaves and the rose petals. The rose petals are in the wind right next to the honey tree. They show like Canalave City, really cool. Then it shows like Professor Rowan, and it shows when you get your starter, and you can see the models for literally Lucas and Barry, and it's just so cool to see that that's what they're like. The water looks better. The water looks better. Their models look better. if they're gonna go chibi, they gotta make it look good, and they did exactly that. It looks really, really good. A lot of people were complaining about Dawn and her appearance. She looks great right now. How you choose your starter Pokemon, how they come out. Harhome looks great. Sunny Shore looks great. All these the marsh looks great. All these places look really, really good. They look great. And then the #1 feature that everybody and their mom has been complaining about since Heart Gold and Soul Silver is Pokemon following you. I'm not the biggest fan on Pokemon following you. I don't understand the reason why people like it, but at the same time, I get that they did it. They can do it in this game because since we're rocking with chibis, there's nothing to scale. A lot of people's complaints regarding like Sword and Shield's Pokemon following you were, oh my god, why is this Pokemon that's supposed to be so huge, so small compared to our really tall character? But now it's like, okay, if we're going with the overhead chibi route, we can actually do Pokemon following you. We don't have to, we can literally scale them down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the scaling and the models are like really low. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? We can do that now. And I think that's fine. The people that like that, you can have that. It just is what it is. I am also a humongous fan of just how the battles look in general. The battles look very smooth, and like you might have noticed when we first saw the battles, Barry's models was rough, Dawn's model was rough, but now you actually see like they changed the camera angles, they literally added more shading. That blur effect is adding so much more. It's weird because the blur is adding more detail to the game and more excitement for the game than the raw game itself. If you take the blur off, it looks exactly the same, but the blur helps out so much. They actually changed and they actually completed, I would say they polished a lot more of the models when it comes to Lucas and Dawn in battle. They look really, really good. I'm still not a fan of like how like the trainers pop up because it is reminiscent, but I mean, I just don't, not a fan of it. It's not me. I'm just not a fan. I do like the new models. The new models are good for everybody. I love Roark's Gym. Roark's Gym is good. I remember I think in the trailer how they're stanced up. That man Roark is big. Roark is like tall. He's like stanced up in this like little, he's like stanced up in this like Dragon Ball pose, like he's about to fight you, and he gets up and he throws his thing and it shows like the Cranidos and the, I think it's the Infernape mock punching it or something like that. I don't remember, but I do remember they brought back the seals, the Pokemon seals, and they added a new way to customize that, because if you guys don't know, in Diamond and Pearl you can actually customize your Pokeballs to where if you like, you know, put like a sticker or like these seals, these capsules on your Pokeballs, when you throw them out, a pattern comes up, a symbol comes up, and they have a new way to do stuff with that. And I think this game is really one of those things where it's a lot of quality of life changes, and that's it, right? That's literally it, right? Because when you, obviously you could like, they changed how you do the capsules. You can like put the symbols in certain positions and put them everywhere, and when you throw your Pokeball out, they will literally coincide with where you place them, and it will show up around the Pokemon right then and there. That's fire, right? Then you have another example, or you have another thing that character customization is in the game, which I know a lot of people are very excited for. I'm excited for it too, because character customization is just really cool. It's just a really good thing to have. They also have a lot of more detailed options in their like colors for their character skin tone. I know a lot of people come in the comment section, oh, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Shut up, it does. It does. Shut up. Shut up. I like the outfits they decided to go for. I just hope that it's not like a, that it's really just stuck to like the styles. Like, I think in the trailer it showed like a style thing, but at the same time it showed like you can customize. Hopefully you can buy the outfits and then customize like certain, like I can keep a jacket from this style and I can keep a pants from another style. Maybe that's how that works. I don't know. But for the most part, I think for me what it is, well, let me continue going over what they added, right? They brought back the contest. The contest is here, and that's really cool. This might be a long video, actually. Wait a minute. This might be a really, really long video. This might be a really, really long video. Dude, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to chop this up into 2 different videos, actually. Jesus Christ. The contests are back. They redid how contests are ran, which is really, really cool. I'm not gonna play it my damn self, but I know somebody else is. But I think the number one thing that a lot of people have noticed from the trailer is the underground thing. They completely revamped the underground. They brought back the secret bases from Hoenn, obviously, and they obviously have it to where you can actually customize your thing. You can have people come inside of your secret bases and all that good stuff, and that's fire, right? That's fire. Then they added they added areas where you can catch wild Pokemon in those areas in the underground, which is fire. Because obviously non-Sinnoh Pokemon are available in those areas, which makes a lot of sense because that might just be how they do like the Dynamax raids in Sword and Shield. They might actually do some raids in the underground. It might just be that. I just hope the events are back. I hope like the legendary Pokemon events are back. That's what I really, really want. I really want like the Darkrai, the Cresselia, the roaming Pixies. That's just, I don't know, it's so weird because I'm going through all these things just to tell you what they changed. Another thing they changed, obviously Team Galactic is here. We already saw Team Galactic, and there's no gimmick for these things. It was kind of weird. If you go back to my initial reaction, I literally thought that they were going to like, oh, the last panel or the last part of the trailer was Palkia and Dialga, I don't know, fusing or transforming or something like that. But no, it was just them using spatial roar of time. Goodness gracious, that took me forever to say, Jesus Christ. But unfortunately, that's not in here. So no, and there's no megas. If anything, I think this trailer would probably be the only trailer that they would have brought back megas if that was the case. Or they might be waiting until October, maybe, I don't know. But megas are not returning. No other gimmick is returning. It's literally just Sinnoh games. And I am not, okay, I'm not excited for them. I think what it is I'm excited to play through the game for the little kid in me. I'm not excited for the games themselves. Like, my hype for the game is not there, but I am going to play the game, and I am going to obviously upload content on the game. I don't know, I might stream the game in its entirety. I might skip it and really just stream the game on YouTube and that be it. You can keep the things if you want. Boom, 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 and there you go, we're here. But for the most part, I'm not excited. I'm not ecstatic over these games. I really just want to play the game for myself and just share with you all whatever content comes out of that, and that's it. Competitive Pokemon battles are not happening in this, which makes a lot of sense because Dynamaxing is a part of the VGC scene right now, so that makes sense as to why they don't want to have competitive Pokemon moving to the new games, which it makes a lot of sense. It makes sense, especially since Legends Arceus is going to be like the next direction of stuff like that. So I understand that that's, you know, keeping Sword and Shield on the competitive thing it makes a lot of sense. It just makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Sword and Shield, competitive wise, are future proof. They do a good job at making Pokemon work, right? But yeah, I think for me, I think these games, I think low key, this is not where people are mad at me, right? This is not where people are mad at me. People are mad at me for Legends Arceus a lot more than they are regarding Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I think a lot of people, now that like time has passed, regarding like us watching the trailers, a lot of people are very like, they understand where my lack of excitement comes from. It's more so just like, I don't like how you know what? No, I'll get into that. This video is already 15 minutes long. I think what I might do is you know what? Nah, I got time today. I got time today. Sure, I got time. You know what? I'll do the whole video. I'll do the whole video. The Pokemon Legends Arceus trailer. A lot of people were mad at my critiques regarding this game. Now, what I don't like is that a lot of people take having critiques and a lot of people's personal opinions, right, are seen as attacks and seen as negative. Now, I will admit that in the moment, those games are not like, I'm not excited for Legends Arceus. I'm not. As time went on, obviously a couple hours from now, I watched this trailer, and my stance is still the same, but I can actually tell you why I'm not, right? The actual game looks exactly the same as the first trailer. It does. But only difference is the frame rate is better, right? Now, one of my concerns regarding this game is I hope that the world isn't empty. Like, I hope if we're going to be copying Breath of the Wild for the most part in terms of foundation, that the world of Sinnoh is big. Like, imagine, like, what I loved about Breath of the Wild was that, like, when you played through Breath of the Wild, you basically played through a living world where it was always on a clock. Essentially, you'd see certain characters on a routine walking on a random route, or you would see certain characters at this point in time at certain times of the days, and like certain Pokemon. Now, knowing Game Freak, they know how to make this work perfectly. Knowing Game Freak, they got it. I know they do. They're going to have it to where certain Pokemon can spawn in this area, can spawn in this area, can spawn in this area at this point in time, at this weather condition. They did it in Sword and Shield. I would not be surprised if they did it again in Legends Arceus. I just hope the actual world itself is not empty. I hope Jubilife Village is not the only village in the game. I hope, because I saw the map, and the map is cool. Like I'm gonna probably put it up on the video right now. The map looks great. You can actually see certain landmarks where our actual normal modern day Sinnoh is. Now, if you see the map, you see on the map, there's obviously certain landmarks, like a big tree right there, right under Mount Coronet. You see the little continent that's supposed to be the battle. I think it's the Battle Island, the Battle Frontier, whatever. But this is probably before that whole thing moved over there. You see Snow Point in all of its glory up north. You see the Jubilife, you see the Twin Leaf, you see all these little human settlements. And obviously this is at a point in time where humans and Pokemon have not learned how to be in harmony with each other. So it makes sense that Pokemon are fighting you now. I am a humongous fan of that. That is something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted like a dynamic of, but it makes a lot of sense that it's happening now more than when I wanted it. Because when I wanted it, I just wanted like some unrealistic stuff. But Pokemon actually being able to hit you and you feigning, and that's so new, because now you have to like actually battle your Pokemon. I don't like the battle mechanic, the whole like agile style, like the style thing. I don't understand it. That's all. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think it's necessary, especially if you have an action order anyway, based off of the stats of the Pokemon. So why have a style? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. But if we're on competitive, if we're not putting competitive in Legends Arceus, then by all means, I guess having a gimmick in the battle mechanic makes a lot of sense. So why not have a lot more fun and experiment with that? I get it. I get it. The game itself just does not look good to me. Like, it's one of those things where, hey, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl looked rough at first. These games still look rough. These games still look rough as hell to me. They just do. Like, they really just do. I can't get over how rough these games look. Maybe if they added like a more polish to like the character models, or maybe they like put like a line over it, I don't know. But something about this is just not hitting me. I don't know if it's like the bright lighting on some of the world or whatever. I don't know what it is, but something is not, it's just not doing it for me. This reminds me of like an old 2013 oversaturated Let's Play video. And something's just not, it's just not clicking with me, right? I do like the certain dynamics of the Pokemon world where certain mons are in certain habitats. You have to sneak up on them, otherwise they're gonna run away from you. I like that. I think the UI is kind of ugly in the game, where it's like, oh, it's just a Pokeball on the side and like a little like menu on the left, I think. Yeah. I don't, it's just not attractive to me personally. It just isn't. But what I will say, I am a humongous fan of the new forms, the very, very new forms. I know a lot of people, well, no, I'm not a fan of all of them. I'm a humongous fan of Bascu Legion and Growlithe. I don't care for Stantler, so Wyrdeer becoming a thing, I don't care about it. And then Braviary is one of my favorite Pokemon. I don't like how this thing looks. I think regular Braviary looks better. I like Psychic Flying. That's a great typing, actually. I hate that Growlithe is fire, rock. I would much rather ground, but you know, it's fine. And then Basculegion is water ghost. That's fire, so fire, that's so fire. That's so fire to me. That's probably one of my favorite mons from this. But I think for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm really confused as to why these ancient Pokemon, because if this is supposed to be Sinnoh before it was Sinnoh, and these forms are really quote unquote evolutions, why are they not evolutions for just this time period? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like in Basculegion's thing, right? It's an evolution of Basculin, right? But why can't any Basculin evolve into Basculegion in any other region? Oh, after he eats all the tortured souls of the other Basculin that didn't go up the river with it. I'm like, okay, I don't think these should be evolutions. I think these should be like ancient forms and just alternate variants, like all together, or other Pokemon all together. Like Wyrdeer doesn't need to be a Stantler evolution. It could have just been a Stantler ancestor. Braviary doesn't have to be a Braviary, or it doesn't have to be a Rowlet. It could just be a ancient Braviary. Growlithe can derive from this. It could be, these are ancient Pokemon. Why are they evolutions? That's something that I don't understand it. It's not really a like or a dislike type of thing. I just don't get it. I don't understand the logic in it. If these are like placed like hundreds and thousands of years before modern day, why are they not ancient forms, and why are they evolutions? Because certain Pokemon will have to evolve from those, and if you're gonna have these, then why can't anybody else in their time period? Like, how do you lose the evolution over time? It's supposed to go forward. That's how evolution works. Well, no, you can do that. You can lose a different form because it's different. Okay, okay, never mind. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. Right, that's fine. I just cannot get over how rough the games look. Like, I know people were. I was never one of those people that were like really mad at Pokemon for putting those trees that you interact with at low quality versus the other ones in the damn open world. But like, I don't know, maybe it's the shading. Maybe it's the shading of the game. It just looks hella rough. The frame rate looks better. I will say the frame rate looks better. That's fire, but like, it's just not appealing aesthetic wise to me. I think that is what was blocking me from noticing all the new stuff that they added to this game. And I will admit that is my fault, of course. I do like Pokemon, wild Pokemon battling you. I think it's dead ass like a Blood Moon mechanic, where like at certain times of the day, maybe certain times of like the night or whatever, certain mons will attack you, or maybe mons that are like over leveled, right? Where it's like, oh, you're level your 20s, you'll find a mon that's like in his like little 50s or whatever, and you have to juke around this guy, and you have to actually fight. You have to send Pokemon off battle or whatever. He kills them. You can catch these mons if you can actually beat them. You know, it makes sense to me. I like that. I like that you can surf. I like that you can jump with what's his name? I think my biggest complaint about this game is how the game looks. I think that's just it. I think now that I'm looking at the trailer again, I think I'm just not a fan of how the game looks. Like, I just don't like how the game looks in terms of textures and graphic wise, right? Now, somebody's gonna be in the comment section, since when did graphics matter about Pokemon? Since when did graphics matter in gaming? Graphics are a part of this experience of a video game. Graphics are just as important as music, as world. If anything, an open world game survives off its graphics. Come on now, come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? Why are y'all doing this? It's 2021. If graphics didn't matter that much, they wouldn't have been a staple point for how far you can push a system for the last 15 years. I just don't like the graphics of how this trailer looks or how this game looks. And I think because I don't like the graphics, it's hindering me from liking the new stuff. Because looking back on it, all the new stuff is new stuff. In the map, you can actually see on the map where certain Pokemon or certain landmarks are in the trailers. That's fire, because you know where you're at. This is dope. I love the character ancestors. Celine is Cyrus's ancestor, obviously. Rowan, his great grandpa is up there. Like, come on, how can you not be excited for this? But it's all about presentation. How this game looks to me, graphic wise, does not look that appealing. Maybe if they added a blur to the game, sure. Maybe if they like put some of the textures out, maybe it'll look better on recordings and gameplays. Who knows? Who knows? But as of right now, as of 3 or 4 months before, 6 or 7 months before launch, I genuinely just am not excited for this game based off of graphics. Now, I'm excited to play the game. I'm interested because I'm interested to see where Game Freak goes after this, if that makes sense, right? This is Game Freak's newest offering to the world. They're changing the formula. They're adding new things to Pokemon. I like that because it shows they were listening to us to begin with, and it shows that us complaining, they are listening, they're watching, they understand what's going on. Now, do I think Legends Arceus will be a rough beta test compared to what comes out after? Yes. Just like Pokemon X and Y were rough as hell compared to Oris or even Sun and Moon. Yes, I do think whatever comes out after Legends Arceus will just be infinitely better, and maybe these games won't age correctly. But I do like the ideas that are in this game. I do like the ideas they're going for. I didn't like how people were taking a lot of my criticisms about that in the live stream and ignoring that. Like I literally, they were like, oh, they were picking the negative and they were picking the good, and it was like, that's not fair. That's not fair to nobody. That's not fair to me. Okay, sure. Move the goalpost again, whatever. I'm sorry I'm not jumping over my damn chair on some Etika stuff, you know, about these Pokemon games that really don't look that good. They look good in concept, they look good in theory, but in terms of like graphics, I just cannot be impressed. I cannot be impressed. I like the direction. Just as of right now, I'm not a fan of how it looks. See what I'm saying? That's it. With that being said, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, I can't change your mind. I think one of the things that we have to focus on is opinions. Everybody has opinions. My opinion is not supposed to change yours. You don't have to change mine. I don't care about what you think about these games. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. I'm still gonna play these games. I'm not buying them. I'm still gonna play these games. I'm still gonna have fun probably when I get my hands on the games. But as somebody who's been playing the game since I was like, what, 2-3 years old? Just at me pressing A all the way up until now where I can make a career off of it, I'm just not impressed. I'm just not impressed. And hopefully when the games come out, hopefully by the time we get more news, I can look back and say, I was wrong. Thank you for being a part of this journey. For those who subscribe and care to, bye.